lot of bloons at BTD6, from the most peaceful ones to the ones that wake you up at night. And we're gonna rank them. Also, these are my personal opinions, so don't assassinate me if your favorite McChicken bloon isn't S tier. I also won't be ranking all the bloons with modifiers. For example, the Fortified Camo Regrow Super Ceramic at the 4th stage of damage. Yeah, these names are pretty long. Instead, I'll be ranking the modifiers individually. Starting off with the red bloon. This is literally the weakest bloon in the game. Do you expect me to put it any higher than F tier? It can stay in the trash. F tier. But what about the blue bloon? It has more health, and it's faster. Well, it doesn't really pose much of a threat in the early game, and most monkeys are capable of destroying even hordes of them. So yeah, this one's a C tier. Next up we have the Shrek Bloon, and just like the last one, it doesn't really pose much of a threat, C tier. But these next two bloons are an early game nightmare. Not only is one of them the fastest bloon in the game, but most of the starting monkeys in the game would need to hit these bloons at least 2 times, just to get rid of them. So they both get an A tier. But now we have our first S tier bloon, and it's the black bloon. Now this may be a little bit controversial, but listen to me. First of all, it's resistant to explosions. Second, it splits into 2 pink bloons. And third, it appears so much in the 20s that you have to get something with a lot of pierce just to survive. And the white bloon is the same, but worse, because only 2 monkeys in the game can freeze bloons. So its resistance is basically useless. Therefore, it is A tier. Now the lead bloon is iconic. 50% of people probably did not know how to destroy this one when they first started playing. But once you do know how to defeat it, the bloon starts to become quite easy to handle. B tier. And same with the purple bloon. These next two are the definition of regrow farming and pierce capping. If there's a lot of zebras and rainbows, you better get that pierce upgrade now or you're gonna be crying later. But the fact that they first appear in the 30s doesn't make them the best bloon in the game, because at that point you already have tons of upgrades. Plus they give you like hundreds of dollars. So instead of being a threat, they just become a great way to get money. Zebra C and rainbow is B. Next up we have the ceramic bloon. We've all died on round 63 just because of those massive ceramic rushes. And those rounds just make this bloon more iconic. Therefore, it is S tier. And now it is time to rank the modifiers. And I'm gonna be quick here. Camo is A because of the sheer amount of camo bloons late game. Regrow is B because regrow farms. And Fortified is A because Moabs exist. But now let me tell you how much I despise the golden bloon. Every time it appears, all my monkeys just start targeting it, wasting the damage they could have done to the actual threat. And all of that for what? $4? And even if you want to pop this bloon, you have to play with practically the same strategy over and over again, which just ruins the fun of the game. F tier. And now is the part of the video that y'all have probably been waiting for. The Moabs. And the default is pretty easy. It may pose a little bit of a threat from rounds 40 to 60, but after that you have probably got some Moab counter. And that also explains the fact why they get spammed a lot on rounds like 95 and 99. B tier. But the BFB on the other hand is a little bit worse, because many abilities, like the Buccaneer's Hook, can already pull in not only Moabs but also BFBs, and it makes the BFB only become a threat when there's a lot of them and they're all fortified. Why do you think round 98 exists? So I'm gonna have to put this in C. Unlike the ZOMG, which is the only blimp, except for bats, that is resistant to the Symphonic Resonance Mermonkey. Yeah, that thing is still pretty strong. And when this blimp is fortified, which I realized happens only on round 97, the amount of damage you have to do to it is pretty insane. So it's an A tier. And as good as the ZOMG is, the DDT is even better. I mean, you saw this coming. It's one of the fastest bloons in the game. It has lead, camo, and black bloon properties. And I'm pretty sure if you set a monkey on strong, it will target the DDT instead of a ZOMG. So why shouldn't I put it in S tier? Same with bad, is the strongest bloon in the game. Even Psy can't pop it, though he can pop multiple fortified ZOMGs at once. And we have another S tier. Now we have the bosses. And Bloonarius, he's okay, though I kinda want to know what he eats. Because vomiting bads isn't the best thing in my opinion. B tier. And Lich is A because not allowing buffs is very cruel. And I've done a short about this before, but Vortex is the hardest boss in my opinion. Making every bloon even faster, stunning your monkeys with every skull, and having so many eyes that I'm starting to feel offended. S tier. Now as much as I like Dread Bloon, he's a pretty easy boss. He's very slow, and he has super low health, even though his rock shield does make up for it. And for those of you saying, Dread Bloon is the only boss that can't be beat on tier 1, even with a Paragon. Well, no one's asking you to use a Paragon on tier 1. It's just a very unique gameplay mechanic that makes Dread Bloon very fun. And that's coming from a person who normally uses one damage dealer at each boss. So as much as I like you, I will have to put you in C. But the rock bloons are a whole different story. There have been so many times I have died on tier 1 and tier 2 of Dread Bloon just because of these bloons. So they're an A tier. And now we have Phase, the full potential of a camo bloon. Yeah, he's not that hard B tier. Okay, I'm sorry for not ranking you Lich Soul, but I'm gonna put you in C tier because you get popped the second you spawn.